What's going on, guys? Coming back at you with another tournament breakdown, report, analysis. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Yesterday, a local card store in the mall that I work at, actually, had a Black Bolt and White Flare win an ETB tournament type thing. Um, so I signed up and I played PultZard. Again, I've been loving this deck for the last like 2 months. I think it's great. I made some inclusions with the help of my friend Matt. So there's a Chi-Yu in here. Chi-Yu's for Goldango. Um, with its Mega Fire of Envy, if something gets knocked out, it does 50 plus 90. And then Goldango's weak to fire, so it does times 2, so it does 280. And you just one hit KO Goldango, which is pretty good. Um, 2 Charmeleons. It's just easier to get um, the Charizard set up faster. Monkey Dory is the same Fez, but do added a Hilda, so you just search for an evolution Pokemon and a basic and a energy of any type, so you can get Fire or Luminous. Um, it's pretty good when you need like an energy and an evolution, where Brox can only get you an evolution, Jack can only get you an evolution. Um, so I don't think I would run more than one. One felt great. I used it almost every round. Um, pretty much the same items. Cut a Night Stretcher, added another Super Rod. It just makes the Charizard stronger. Um, cut Rescue Board for Air Balloon. Air Balloon is just significantly better. Um, if you don't have to use it early, nothing really gets trapped. Nothing gets stuck. I switched out my Unfair Stand for Max Belt. Also better for Goldango. Um, you go, you go second. You hit them. You hit their Gimme Goal with Badoo. Does 10 damage. Then you get Dragapult set up. Attach the Max Belt. Hit for 250. KO the Dango. I didn't use Jamming Tower once. Um, I had Jamming Tower used against me the entire tournament. So I tried to get my Max Belt out as soon as possible. So at least had some value. But I'm thinking about cutting the Jamming Tower, putting in like an Artisan or some kind of stadium bump that's not, it doesn't hinder me too much. So these are my matchups. So it was, I think there was like 9 people, 10 people, maybe 11. I can't remember. 4 rounds Swiss, and then top 4 cut. So round 1 I got a bye, which was pretty unfortunate. So I just kind of sat around and like surveyed the field, see what everyone else was playing. Um, there were 5 Dragapults of different varieties, 2 Dangos, a Raging Bolt, and like 2 others I don't know. I heard United Wings maybe from someone, but I'm not sure if that's true. Um, so round 2 I played against Goldango. Chi-Yu absolutely carried. They took the first KO. I started Chi-Yu, I attached to Chi-Yu. Rare Candy to Charizard, put double energy on Chi-Yu. Took 4 prizes with Chi-Yu. Took my last prize with Charizard, with Max Belt and Monkey Dory damage. Easy peasy. Round 3 I played Raging Bolt. Went first. Set up my board. Kind of went back and forth. They jamming towered early. Um, and it kind of screwed them because they didn't want to give me access to my air balloons, my Evo. So they just kind of had jamming tower out the entire time, and then they bench locked themselves. So I was just able to pick stuff off. Um, it did come down to, they whiffed Mew for boss or for Prime Catcher for game on my Fez because they had a powered up Slitherwing. But it happens. Round 4, I played against Stray Pult, with Ursaluna and Monkey Dories and Neo Upper. Um, my deck didn't work. I bricked, um, clawed back a little bit, but wasn't really much in the end. But 3-1, enough to get me in a cut. Top 4, I played a Dragapult Dusknoir. They had a pretty slow start. They ended up putting a Luxurious Cape on a Dracloak. And then my next turn, I was able to find Boss, so I just bossed the Dracloak, killed the Badoo, and um, that was it. I took 3, and I was like pretty ahead. And then I basically set up my board to where like I couldn't lose no matter what. And then I benched a Monkey Dory like an idiot, and he brought up the Monkey Dory, he trapped it for a couple turns, but he couldn't do anything. He had like 6 cards in deck, so I was like, I could just sit here and pass and win anyway. And then I top decked a Luminous, and Luminous, attached the monkey, moved damage over, and killed Halucha on the bench, and I won. The finals was a rematch against Stray Pult. I played round 4. This game, when I drew my opening hand, I thought it was over. My opening hand was Dreepy, Dreepy, Monkey Dory, 2 Dragapult EXs, Boss, and 2 energies. So I was like, shit. And I was going first. I lost the coin flip. So I started Dreepy, attached the fire, benched Monkey. He Badooed me. My top deck was Super Rod, so like I literally couldn't do anything. So I just moved the damage over and passed. And then he was, he was struggling to set up his board. I was still struggling to set up mine. I ended up killing a Badoo with Monkey Dory damage. To take a prize card and got an Arven, and that kind of just started building me up. I was able to rare candy out of Charizard, take a few KOs, and then we were tied 2 prizes to 2 prizes, and I couldn't one-hit KO his Dragapult. Because I didn't have a Charizard, I only had a Dragapult. My Charizard just got knocked out with a Dracloak. So my bench was Monkey Dory, Dragapult inactive with energy and no damage. Fez on the bench with 4 damage counters on it, and my Chiyu. So at the end of the game, tied 2-2. I was like, it doesn't matter if I move damage off my Monkey, if I move damage off my Fez still is gonna have 10 damage on it. It could still die to Phantom Dive. So I owned him to 2. And I owned him into boss, and I lost. There's nothing I could have done, legitimately, and I think I played, the game pretty well, and yeah, there's nothing I could do. But that, second place, not bad. Small little tournament, got a binder collection out of it, which was dope because they're like $35. Tournament was like $20 to enter. So, pretty bummed I didn't win, but you win some, you lose some. I have a challenge in like 2 weeks, and then like a cup in a month. I don't really play many locals in the summer. It's just kind of a really, really, really busy time for me and my family. Sorry for the lack of uploads. Family stuff. Then I got sick, and then I wasn't really playing much, so can't really post and make videos. But I'm gonna try to stream probably tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow. So I'll have my Twitch linked in the description if you want to hang out. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next one. Later.